Hello everyone, I am Dr. Deepa working as Assistant Professor SF College Sivagasi. In this video, we are going to discuss about the scope of audit. Let us see the learning objectives. We can able to explain the fundamental concepts of audit and its scope, and we can able to list down various points to be considered in determining the scope of audit, and we can able to list down various aspects to be covered in audit. Let us see what is meant by audit. It is an independent examination of financial information of an entity, whether that is profit oriented or not, and irrespective of its size, legal form, and when such an examination is conducted with a view to expressing an opinion thereon. Let us see the scope of audit, the terms of audit engagement, requirement of relevant statute, and pronouncement of the ICAI. Let us see the points to be considered in determining the scope of audit. The audit should cover the examination of all the aspects of an entity relevant to the financial statements. The auditor should assess the sufficiency and appropriateness of the information contained in the accounting records and other sources of data. For this purpose, the auditor should evaluate the accounting systems and internal controls. Then they have to perform the necessary tests, inquiries, and other verification procedures of accounting transactions and accounting balances. Then they have to determine whether the information is properly disclosed in the financial systems, and audit may involve the comparing the financial statements with the underlying records, then considering the judgments used by the management in preparing the financial statements. Auditors is not expected to perform the duties which falls outside the scope of his competence. Limitations, if any, on the scope of audit that impair the auditor's ability to express an unmodified opinion should be set out in his report. Then we have to see the aspects to be covered in the audit. Examination of accounting systems and internal control in order to ascertain whether it is an appropriate for the business and helps in proper recording of all the transactions. Then they have to determine the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure to be performed. Next one is reviewing the systems and procedures in order to find out whether they are adequate and comprehensive. Then vouching of the transaction in order to ensure the authenticity, validity of the transactions, to check the arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts, and to ascertain proper distinction into capital and revenue items. Then the verification of assets and liabilities should be done in order to ensure the existence and valuation of assets and liabilities appearing in the balance sheet, and statutory compliance should be carried out in case of entities governed by some laws, rules, or regulations. For example, in case of audit of a company incorporated under Companies Act 2013. Then they have to expression of opinion on true or fair view of state of affairs as reflected by the balance sheet, and on true and fair view of financial results as reflected by the statement of profit or loss, on true or fair view of cash flows as reflected by the cash flow statement. Then they have to find out the reporting on other matters in order to required by the law governing the entity. As I conclude that the scope of audit is encompassed a comprehensive review of the organization's financial records, internal control systems, compliance with the statutory regulations, and operational practices during the specified period. The audit scope was adequate to form an objective opinion on financial statements, while limitations, if any, were duly noted and considered in the audit report. Thank you.